Hey guys, good morning, good morning. We are at the BH petrol station in Gombak, and for today's test drive we have the Mazda CX3. This is the base model 1.5 liter with 114 horsepower and 149 Newton meters of torque. We're going to check out just what it can do on Genting Highlands. Alright guys, if you're ready, let's go! Okay, so the first part of the drive is going to be fairly simple. We're going to go onto the highway and drive this car at highway speeds, and we're going to see how it behaves. So this is the Mazda CX3 1.5 liter base model. It's got 114 horsepower or 118 PS and 149 Newton meters of torque. This is based on the Mazda 2 platform, and so it is actually a very, very small SUV, and if you like small SUVs, this is it for you. Now, we've sold a couple, and usually it's to young and single people or even small families who want a small vehicle but don't want a car, they want an SUV. Well, that's the trending thing now. Everybody wants an SUV, and this is a very, very affordable vehicle. It's quite nice, and despite it being just 1.5 liter, well, it's a SKYACTIV 1.5 liter, same engine as the Mazda 2, and so it can be quite nice to drive. Yeah, so we are now going at about 90 kilometers per hour, which is the speed limit for this current highway that we are on. And we have a 6-speed gearbox automatic from Mazda. It's a SKYACTIV gearbox, and it transfers drive to the front wheels. We have McPherson struts in the front, torsion beam at the back, and ventilated disc in the front, solid disc at the back. Dimensions? Well, this is 4275 mm long, 1765 mm wide, a little bit short of 1.8 meters, and 1535 mm tall. Wheelbase 2570, so it's quite respectable. So the wheelbase is actually longer than the previous Toyota Vios. The new Vios is longer, of course, so this is longer than the previous, it's 20 mm longer than the previous Vios, and it's also about 15 mm longer than the Persona in terms of wheelbase. So it may be small, but it's not that small. Alright, so 16-inch wheels with 215/60 Series 16. Now there are also other variants for this. There's a 2-liter mid-spec variant. This is the base, and that one costs a bit more. And then there's also a 2-liter high-spec variant with lots of goodies, and that one has all the bells and whistles lah. But this one is very bare. It only has 2 airbags, that's the driver and passenger, and it also has traction control, dynamic stability control, ABS, EBD, those normal stuff that you have on a car, and I'm quite happy with that. And at 90 kilometers per hour on the road, the car feels very, very normal. I'm keeping up with other traffic. There's no struggle for power, and it basically is like a Mazda 2 except that you sit a little bit higher. Now inside the cockpit is very, very familiar. It's just like the Mazda 2, and in fact it's a lot like the Mazda 2 hatch. Yeah, almost the same size. I'm not sure if there are any difference in dimensions, but well, it feels very familiar to me. Yeah. So, how does it drive? Very normal. And engine noise, yes, when you shift down, there is a little bit of engine noise, yes, because it's only a 1.5. And with any 1.5 liter car that you shift down and change gears, you know, and accelerate up, there is some noise. But anyway, when Mazda plan their cars, they also want to include some noise level in the car. And having that noise level lets you know that you are moving, that you are alive. You know, you can't have everything silent and, you know, it's like a silent movie. Then you won't feel anything. So the part of the sportiness of driving, you know, the Jimba Intain feel where you are part of the car, well, part of that feel is the exhaust note. Okay, there is a standard mode that we are on, and there's also a sport mode. So remind me to get to sport mode, yeah? Okay, there's the traction control off. Yes. Okay, we have turned off traction control. That's very good. So it stays off. There are some cars where you turn off traction control, then it comes back after a certain speed, yeah? This one, well, it allows you to switch it off. Well, of course, I'm not sure whether it's 100% off or it's 80% off or something like that. Well, some car makers leave a little bit in it for safety. Okay, I think there's a slope sensor here, because when you are on a slope, the gear doesn't shift up so willingly. It stays down in a lower gear. So I suspect there's a slope sensor in the gearbox. I'm not sure about that. But you see, now we are on the level, the gear moves up to 6th. So in 6th gear, it's very nice to drive. It's got good ratios, so you can get good fuel economy. But that's another subject. We're going to do a fuel economy run sometime later, not now. Because when you go up the mountain, the fuel consumption is going to be like horrendous. But having said that, being just a 1.5 should be okay lah. Okay, no pedal shifters, but there is a plus minus shift if you push the gear lever to the right, yes. And then to shift down, you push forward, and you see the gear shifted down. And to shift back up, you just pull it back towards you. So like if it was a sequential shift, then it's logical, right? To get down to lower gear, you push forward, and to go up to a higher gear, you pull backwards, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. So this is the logical way of having a sequential shift. Okay, back to auto to let the gear shift by itself. Okay, so we are nearly at the turn off to our favorite road. I'm going to shift to sport mode. Yes, we have sport mode. Car broken down on the roadside, and that's causing a bit of a jam. Now we will move over to the left, because just round the bend is our exit. So it's good to be in the correct lane much earlier. And just be a bit patient and wait for them to pass. Okay, we are going to shift to manual, because then you are able to keep the car in the gear that you want to. So remember, yeah, move forward, that's second gear. Third gear, yeah, you keep it in third. So you pull back to shift up. I always make the mistake. Okay, let's go. So we're just checking out the car in the first couple of corners. Not bad. Okay, it's going to be a fun car. Okay, just remember it's only 1.5 liter, yeah? Okay, there's a sign for roadworks. Oh, I like the exhaust note, it's very nice. So it does really give a sense of sportiness. Okay, so this truck is going on the right hand lane. So we have to take him on the left. Okay, that's third gear. Back down the second gear and we go through this corner. Okay, traction control off. Okay, it holds second gear, not bad. Okay, so it must be in sport mode lah, and it holds it there. Okay, back to second. Fourth gear. We are barely touching 100. Okay, back to third gear. Thank you. Thanks very much. They slowed down to let me pass. Woo! Very nice. Woo! car coming out of the junction. So we slow down a bit, see where he wants to go. Okay, he's staying there. Thank you very much. The worst thing that can happen to you is to have a car that's uncertain of what to do, and then he suddenly changes his direction. So it's best to wait a little bit, see what is going on before you proceed. And that is called safety or defensive driving, yeah? Oh, I like this gearbox. Very nice. And we are at the first roundabout. Woo! 1.5, 114 horsepower or 118 PS, 149 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, but the car is so fun to drive, man. Alright, man, that's good. Okay, so my quick take on this while we slow down and get to the next part. This is a little SUV, but it's a fun SUV. And if I were to ask myself, is this any different from the Mazda 2? I would say probably not. Maybe the Mazda 2 will handle a little bit better because it's a bit lower. But other than that, the car is good. It's quite obedient around the corners, despite the additional height of it being a SUV. I don't think it's a lot higher, like maybe another 10-15 mm higher in terms of ground clearance. But the behavior of the car is pretty good. So, can this be a car to take to Genting? Well, you won't be going very fast, but I can tell you it's a very fun car to drive. Yes, it is fun to drive. So yes, you can bring it up to Genting. Don't carry too many people, because if you carry a lot of people, then the weight will be a disadvantage. But actually, this car is quite, the word would be chuckable. You can chuck it into the corner and you will come out quite okay. Okay, so we will start the second part. Torsion beam at the back, but it handles very well. Well, there are torsion beams and there are torsion beams. And this plus minus shift is quite nice to use. Nice. Okay, motorbike. That's the second gear corner. And we have a very Adventurous motorcyclists taking lines in front. Gotta be careful. Okay, we're safely past. Nice. Beautiful. I really like the way this car handles, man. Sorry, SUV. I like the way this SUV handles. See how it flows through the corner, yeah? Oops, there's a bit of a bump there. Wrong gear. I pushed the gear lever in the wrong direction. Okay, so we are up here. Yes. So, woo. Oh, nice. Very engaging drive. So, guys, it's not always about power. This car is so nice to drive. It's really fun. Okay, so we are back on auto and we'll let the automatic work. Very, very nice. I really like this car. Now, there will be those who will say, oh, this car doesn't have the 6 airbags. Yeah, the next model, the higher range model, have the 6 airbags. And then it's got the other stuff like rear cross traffic alert and collision alert and all that, and collision mitigation. But this one is just 2 airbags, ABS, EBD, traction control, and dynamic stability control, the 2 of which I switched off. And so it's just the 114 horsepower and the 149 Newton meters of torque, a car that's about 1,200 kilograms, and it's a very fun car to drive. So anyway, if you want this car, you are probably a single person, or maybe you have a small family, and you also have a budget to adhere to, because this car is only 108,000 ringgit on the road without insurance, so it's actually very affordable. And if you don't like a sedan, well, you just pay a little bit more than what you pay for a sedan, and you will get this Mazda CX3. Lovely car. Take it from me, I've taken it up Genting. Alright guys, and of course if you want to buy this car, well, just send me a WhatsApp at 016-335-0609 or go to shop.yskongdriving.com. Yeah, and you can place your order there very easily online. So anyway, thanks for watching, and till we meet again, bye bye.